Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. So my previous subscribers, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video in particular, we're going to be doing a mystery reading. Obviously, a lot of you guys are going to know exactly what's being covered in this video because you're going to be able to read the topic or the video title and the thumbnail. I myself had no idea what was going on in this video until towards the end. Spirit told me to get out of bed and do a video, do specifically this video. They gave me a tremendous idea. I was on board with it. Then once I started setting up, I forgot it. So we'll see what happened. Maybe I might get it back in this video. I might realize it after I do this video and I have to do another video. We'll find out. We'll see what happens. But anyway, I want to extend my gratitude and appreciation to all of you guys who have been so sweet, so loving, so kind, and so supportive of me and what we do here on the channel, no matter where I am and what we do on the channel, whether I'm in the bathroom, whether I'm in the table, whether I'm in my studio, whatever it is. I want to say and extend my gratitude to you. Thank you for your love and support. I really appreciate it, and it means so much to me. The past two videos, if you have not, I actually did 3 videos uploads yesterday, so I apologize if that's too much on you. I figured you guys will be able to handle it only because a lot of other tarot card videos do put out like 7, 8 videos a day. And I was like, oh, three won't hurt anybody. Normally I do like one a day. Normally just kind of give you guys something to digest. Okay, I'm pretty heavy on my video load. But anyway, this video in particular is being recorded on Saturday, January 18th at 1:16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, that's right. It's in the morning. I do my bathroom readings in the morning. Midnight, really, theoretically. But anyway, besides the point, let's get on, let's move on forward, let's see what happened, what we get thrown at today, and see what comes up. This video is for entertainment purposes only and for educational purposes only, so keep that in mind as you listen to this video and this content. Everything in this video is for alleged purposes only as well. If you have not already, go to the description below, follow my Facebook group and my Blue Sky account so you can be notified when I do upload. I do personally let you know and notify you when I am uploading. And you can also have a direct line and connection to me. You can interact with me. Plus, I also do sometimes post videos in advance on there. And yes, I also do upload and show you videos and pictures of, what's it called? My channel that I get. And you guys get them normally in advance on there because I'm a little lazy. So I put it on there before I reveal it to everybody else. Because maybe you guys have some comments and maybe I can be like, answer them for you. But anyway, besides the point, let's begin. Engage with the content. The longer you watch this video, you'll be shown not only my content, but also other content as well, including other psychic tarot readers and astrologers. And just like, comment, subscribe, engage with the comment. As long as you engage in some formality, you're telling the algorithm to show me more of their content. So engage. That's all I ask from you. I don't ask for anything else. But anyway, let's begin. I don't know exactly where to even start. I actually just realized I forgot my little psychic channeling book, but I don't feel like getting it out now, so here we are. Anyway, besides the point, let's begin. Spirit name will tell me where we're going. Okay. They're just telling me to just do it. I guess they're Nike now. I mean, really. Anyway, let's see. Okay, maybe I'm too close. I did not test this beforehand, clearly. Alright, so I was actually surprised about a lot of you guys who loved my walking video. But kind of explained the things that I kind of saw. That was interesting. I kind of did that when I was walking to work after eating Taco Bell because, like, well, it was just there, and I was like, hey, you know what? Should I eat healthy today or should I eat Taco Bell? Taco Bell obviously won, clearly. Anyway, besides the point, Spirit Angel, tell me what is it that we need to read on? Because apparently you had an idea for me and I completely forgot it. But I'm feeling very positive, so I feel like the reading might be positive, but don't be swayed by my positivity, okay? But also remember as well, we need to be in a state of positivity and preparedness. Like, just because things don't seem the way they are, it doesn't mean you should be sad. right? Don't put your hope in others, put hope in you so that nothing can ever take away your hope. Always be prepared. Always be ready to fight when you need to. Now, I have no idea what they're showing me. I don't even know how to contact anything that's being shown here. I'm hearing breaking news. That's all I'm hearing. That's why this is the bottom of the deck here. I'm actually going to move back a little bit. Oh, I got to hit the door. There, oh, that's why. You guys were too close. Okay, so. Now you can actually see. Alright, so. Why is this significant? Why is this important? Because the bottom of the deck here indicates breaking news. Something big is coming. Something major is happening. Now, why is this significant? Well, this is significant because a major transformation is going to be underway. So something big is definitely happening. I gotta move this thing down. There you go. There you go. Now I'm actually closer. So a transformation is definitely happening one way or the other. No matter how you look at it, you can't run away from this transformation that's about to take place in the country. It really is. You can't run away from this. And the death card is saying it's the end of something. It's an end of a cycle. It's an end of an era. But what I'm hearing is in my ear, I'm hearing, I'm almost hearing like almost like it's glad to have been with you. Like I'm glad to have met you in some capacity. I'm not saying someone died. That's not what I'm getting. I am getting that it's an end of an era, and it's kind of like when like a TV show with a big cast and everybody loved each other and it just went great and everybody liked it and it was just joyous and there was so much positivity there and it was such a great group of people. But then the place goes down or the show gets cut or whatever and everybody's leaving. They have their own to-go party. Like they finally filmed that very last video and they know it's the last video and it's a sweet goodbye. It feels like that. It feels like whatever this is telling me here, that there is a sweet goodbye. It's almost like it's not leaving on a negative note. It's leaving on a sweet note. It's leaving on knowing that it's coming to an end, but it's coming in a way in which it was appreciated. It was joyous. We had a fun ride. We enjoyed something. So whatever this is, it's telling here that the breaking news is something that changes, but it's because we knew it's changing. It's a little bittersweet in a way. It's a little bit bittersweet. I'm getting pulled to TikTok. I'm not sure if that is what this is indicating. We're gonna see if that shows up in the reading, but it's like bittersweet. But I don't know if TikTok being banned is considered bittersweet because, in essence and in hindsight, the energies and the frequencies of TikTok just moved to another platform. Uh, People who believe that TikTok is in this ramification of the destruction. Yeah, I did talk about TikTok in another video, which actually, ironically enough, had Elon Musk in it. But I'll put that link to that video in the description below. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I remember nothing from that video. Nothing. Like I do in all my channels, I remember practically nothing. So I remember nothing from that video. So you're just going to have to watch it on yourself so I can tell you what is in it. But um, I would not be surprised if, like it said in that video, that hey, TikTok is going to come to an end, but something else is going to be on the horizon. People always win. This is the age of Aquarius. People will win. Misinformation and the legacy media is coming to a close. It's coming to an end. It's a bygone era in ascension, in a way. So I'm actually going to lower my hearing aid. Okay, I guess not. My hearing aid just feels louder than normal then. Anyway, besides the point, going back to the original reading, even though this is talking about something being bittersweet, some breaking news coming in, some major changes that's happening, but it's bittersweet. Here we have the Five of Pentacles reverse. And the Five of Pentacles reverse is you didn't be forced to walk out. You chose to walk out. Like it was a choice. Like you knew it was coming. It wasn't something that was like you were being pushed out, you were being forced out. It wasn't something being forced. It was something that was just it's an end of an era. It's an ending of something. But it's because they knew the ending would come. It's not like a TV show that just started on its first season. This is a TV show that had many episodes. but it's coming towards an end. People knew it was coming towards an end. The energy felt ending like, but they had a final last goodbye. You know what I mean? It's like watching the last episode of a multi-seasonal TV series. Like that. It just had a bittersweet ending. Here we have the Page of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles is actually referring to Hollywood. Hollywood, we have here Hollywood. We have here the Queen of Pentacles, and this is talking about Betty White. Where does Betty White live? Or where did she live? Let me actually take a look at that. Because I don't even know anything about Betty White except I confused her with another white lady on TV and thought that was Betty White. Yeah, I know. Don't judge me, okay? I'm not really into pop culture like that. Okay, where did Betty White live? I know so she lives in Los Angeles and Oak Park. So that's actually where Betty White is. So I guess in hindsight, maybe possibly it's talking about Los Angeles, but it's talking about maybe it's a bittersweet ending. I don't know exactly what this might mean yet. It might be a bittersweet ending and just using Betty White as a metaphorical pinpoint in terms of locational aspect. There could be a bittersweet ending for the city of Los Angeles, maybe, or the historical significance of it and what Los Angeles represented. But remember, the fire card is a very fiery, passionate expression element, right? When something is being engulfed by flames and fire, major changes happen, even from within and from the external, right? You have to build from the ground up, but a lot of great things come from things being burnt, right? When things are being burnt, it creates a very richness in soil, nutrients, and microbacteria can live and thrive, right? It creates a richer soil. After a while, um, fires, in essence, even though it's very destructive in its nature, is also very beneficial to all the plant matter around it, right? Because things can now start afresh and anew. It will no longer dry. It can only start from the bottom up. And it also provides the necessary acids and nutrients, which could be trickled down into the soil column and be able to either create acidic soil or neutralize the soil or even become alkaline soil. Yes, I'm a plant daddy. I know everything about plants and soil and all that. This is very significant. This is very important because it highlights the true nature of rebuilding. It highlights the true nature of restarting over. Just because something knocked you down completely, something engulfs you, whether it's your emotion, whether it's your anger, whatever it is, there's always a way to restart over. There's always a way that you can rebuild from the top, no matter how destructive something is and can be. Something can be rebuilt from the bottom up. And I'm being pulled to the healthcare department now, the healthcare system. So I wonder maybe what happened to Los Angeles is a ramification, because I always say this all the time to you guys, and I've been saying this for a very long time, that what happened in California normally happened to the nation. Normally, sometimes California is a couple decades ahead of its time. Well, although the healthcare system is kind of poor and doesn't really reflect anything major happening within the state of California, however, California is being represented by the igniting of passion. A passion comes through fiery energy, right? And so I'm being pulled to the healthcare system, which is in New York, and that is very important because that is telling me here that there's going to be some sort of passion that's going to be reignited for the people. And, that could be a movement towards universal healthcare. It can be moved toward public healthcare. It can be used toward Medicaid, Medicare. Whatever that is, there's something there that has to be destroyed completely and rebuilt from the bottom up. Something that works for the people. Now, you're asking like, okay, well, that's kind of stupid because if you have to rebuild up something from the bottom up, then essentially a lot of people will be kind of like limbo. In essence, you are 100% right. But if you have corruption that is breeding among every industry, regardless of where you are and where you're from, essentially you're creating a dynamic where corruption will breed no matter how many people to see you remove one person. Corruption is still there. It's in the system, it's in the network because it was built and designed to stay and be corrupt. So how do you fix the system? Well, you have to destroy the system in order to rebuild the system. essentially, if that's what I'm saying. And that is what that engulfing of the fire is talking about. It's talking about the rebuilding. I even said to you guys many times before, the fire in California is a reigniter, but also it's a signifier for the rest of the nation. The way what happened in Los Angeles with the fire is the way the nation goes. It doesn't necessarily mean the nation's on fire, literally. But maybe it might be emotionally, it might be mentally, it might be physically, major changes, things need to be destroyed completely and rebuilt from the bottom up. Right? That is how we can re-input our opinion. That is how we, the collective, can grow, is by essentially allowing things to fall completely so that we, the people, can build it back up. Because remember, all these foundations, all these structures and systems that were being put in place were built by slaves. They were built by Native Americans. They were built on hate, derogatory, all those type of things, bigotry, white supremacy, nationalists, imperialism. Those things were very prevalent in the United States during the very start and to the very end. That is the era. That is what this is talking about. It's talking about the era. It's a bygone era, right? Era is ending. We are starting a new era. In order to start a new era, you have to destroy those things completely and rebuild them back up. This is not going to be a surprise in any essence, in any way. This shouldn't come as a surprise to you at all. But the United States is going through this rebuilding process now. And you can choose to sit by and not do anything and wallow in pity and sadness and despair. Or you can choose to be part of the change that you choose to seek. You can be a part of the change that you desire from the country. You have an opportunity to create change and to level the groundwork for all people. Now, I noticed it a little messed up, but I've been getting this feeling for a little bit now that I don't want you guys to take this in the wrong way. So just take this with the good intention in which I tell you. The people who lost their home to Los Angeles are the people who are no longer meant to be in Los Angeles. So if you yourself lost home in Los Angeles, take this as a sign that maybe you should leave the state. Now here's why. Los Angeles and California, specifically the Western Coast region, is going to go through some major shake-ins, right? A little bit more than the likes of which you have experienced prior. This has been shown up many times in my tarot card readings over the past couple of years. It's shown up in my second tarot reading as recently as this year. That's a problem because that means that something is on its horizon. We don't know when it's coming, but I always tell you and I always promise you this from the very beginning. Some of you guys ask me, can you let us know when something big is going to happen in our state? This is my sign to tell you. If you lost your home in Los Angeles, I recommend to you, again, for entertainment purposes only, I'm not legally, what do you call it? Then don't take this as legal advice. Okay, take this as entertainment advice. That's all. And that's all that this will be. I recommend that you should move from a different state if you can. If the means are able to be there, move. This is your chance to restart over. This is a great new way for you to start a new foundation, a new future, a new you. Who are you going to be in this decade? Who are you going to be in this new era? But take this as a sign from the universe saying you need to leave. If you don't leave now, we're gonna force you to leave. You probably have saw a sign prior to, the fire saying that you need to leave. You need to be pushed out. Maybe you lost some of your job. Maybe you lost your healthcare system. Something happened that was trying to push you out, but you were stubborn. Now you lost it, and spirit essentially is trying to exit you out to keep you safe. That's how I feel very strongly about what's going on in the state of California right now. Is that it's trying to push people out of the state, trying to protect people. That's why you're going to see a mass exodus from California. You've already been seeing it for decades. Well, for years in retrospect here, but for like at least I think 1 decade. But you're going to start to see that ramp up because Spirit is trying to let as many people out of that state as possible because, well, the big one's coming without a doubt. The energy is definitely there. The frequency is there. The longer this takes, the bigger the destruction. I did say in my readings before, we're going to do another video on this in another video, We talked about how it was going to be unnoticed. It was not going to be something you guys get told it's going to happen. You're not going to be having any warning. It's going to be undetected on the Richter scale. So this is going to be massive. It's going to be bigger than what the Richter scale can test for. That's a problem because this thing is huge. And that's why it's very important for you to take this as a sign to leave while you can. That's all I'm saying. I'm not legally required, nor am I legally, you know, for entertainment purposes only is the word I want to use. Okay, anyway, beside the point. Okay, so the next card that we have here is the King of Swords reversed. And the King of Swords reversed is talking about the incumbency, the removal factor, the removal, the defeat, right? The ending of something. This is important because it talks about how the new decade, the new story that's going to be foretold is the defeat of a certain something, the defeat or an ending that's coming for the United States, but also on a global aspect as well. But this in particular is talking about the defeat of something. So something's going to come crashing down that's currently in control. I wonder if that has to do with again, like I've been saying many times on the channel, the patriarchy versus the femininity. It has to be a bilateral agreement between both masculine and feminine. The yin and yang must rule together, not one or the other. Both of them will be a continuous fighting and don't never really get a chance to really hold on to power. What we're going to start to see is a dynamic play out where both men and women, both the feminine and the masculine, are both parties. Because yes, men can be feminine and women can be masculine, right? We're going to start to see a dynamic play out where they're going to be in co-joined together. I would not be surprised if we're going to start to see a dynamic play out where we're going to have a feminine energy of a male with a masculine woman. In this aspect, I feel like Vice President Harris will be the vice president of a young male, and he will be represented by feminine energy. So I would not be surprised if that was something that were to take place sometime down the line. Now, going into the next part here, we have cases. I'm hearing the word cases. I don't know why. Just hearing the word cases. And I don't know what kind of significance that's going to play. But it is saying that there is a death to some case. There's an ending to a case that maybe might be on a Supreme Court docket. It might be something that may come up. It might be something regarding an amendment. It might be just be your own case. It might just be a case of a disease. I don't know exactly what the case is, because case can be used in many formalities, in many different ways in which it could be represented. But I'm also hearing the word lawyer, so maybe something to do with a lawyer system, maybe the law, maybe how the law works and operates when it comes to dealing with cases, maybe the pace in which it deals with them. Don't necessarily know exactly what it's talking about, but it does mention case here, and that is maybe the legal system crashes down and has to be rebuilt back from the bottom up. Right? The next system is here restriction in some way, some capacity. So although we're talking about like the rebuilding and reigniting the passion, there will be concerted efforts by the media and by those individuals to power to thwart the will of the people, including and not limited to using social media as a form of influence to dictate how people may or may not think, the way they receive information through the algorithm. They might create an algorithm where they have the desired messaging for certain people, certain individuals. Certain parts of the algorithm will hone in on messages for that individual. So, for example, this person is a Trumper, so they're going to see a lot of Trump content, but see no liberal. Therefore, the entire algorithm of social media is going to show all conservatism. And so, when they come to them voting in the voting booth, they're going to think, oh, everybody's voting just like me. Then they find out that is not the case because the algorithm told them something that wasn't true. It hid all the people that they don't like to see, and it showed them the people they like to see. It's like essentially putting them in a rural town with people who all think alike. At that point, that's called heaven. I mean, really. You know, sometimes I tell you guys all the time, heaven is not always the best thing either. Because heaven doesn't allow for, what's it called, dialogue. And talking about it, the constructive dialogue. You're not able to communicate with other people and talk about other problems or talk about different things in different ways and different perspectives. Everybody in the same area had the same perspective, the same thought, same everything. Therefore, you become dull. And because you become dull, you're unable to have critical thinking skills. So that is what this is not talking about here. It's talking about them not wanting you to have critical thinking skills and not being able to use an ability to think freely for yourself because the algorithm is doing the thinking for you and showing you what you want to see rather than what you don't want to see. That is why it is very important for all of us influencers, TikTokers, YouTubers, whatever it is, to really show you what it is that you need to see rather than what you want to see, because you can get whatever you want. But the messaging for you to get the message what you need to see, well, that's entirely different, right? That is all based on the idea of whether or not you're ready to receive it. That is up to you. That is not up to me, right? The top of the two cards actually here, what I'm trying to pick up, but I bite my nails. I got no nails, so I'm trying to pick them up. But the top of the card, which is this essentially, is the election. So something revolving around some sort of election, which is reversed, so it might not be an election. What is that card? What's the Ten of Cups mean? They're talking about happy times. Okay, what's going on with the happy times? We have betrayal. A lot of you guys feel betrayed, unable and unable to feel like you're able to push forward. You're unable to feel like the world is coming down, like you just can't trust your own eyes and own perception. But you are 100% right. You should not trust your own eyes because what you see isn't always what you're actually getting, what you're understanding. Because remember, your perspective matters. And oftentimes, more than not, people have forgotten that perspective is all everything, right? Perspective is based on one truth. But what if I told you there was many truths? And that, if you open up your eyes or even close your eyes, you might be able to see many truths. Sometimes, taking a step back and looking from a different perspective, it might be all that you need in order to understand the world and frequencies in which you live in. And here we have the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is a very important card for you as well, because the Ace of Cups is saying opportunity, growth, something changing. But in order for you to realize that there is a full cup in front of you, you must be able to close that eye and be able to look from a different perspective, from a different lens, understanding that all perspective of life is all based on perspective. You could choose to look at the negative. You could choose to look at the positive. You can choose to look at everything. You could choose just to look at the floor if you wanted to. You could choose to be blind. Not saying that that's actually possible, but you know what I mean. The theory, though, is behind it, is the retrospect is that what you choose to base your happiness off of, what you choose to base your perception off of, is what your world will become. If you choose to focus on the negative, then your life will become nothing but negative. If you choose to focus on the positive, then your life will become nothing but positive. It's what you want to focus on. Why do you think people, like especially kids, are so happy? Because it's not because they have no responsibility, because their perception of the world is so uncorrupted by the current realities in which they live in. And because of that lack of corruption, they're able to live and survive in a dynamic in which they're able to live in the fantasy world that they themselves created. That, people say it's a fantasy world. It is. It is in essence, it is a fantasy world because we ourselves can't live in it. But it's a perception is all that it is. It's a perception of reality. It's an appreciation for life. And I think that as you get older, you start to realize and start to forget that you lost your appreciation for all the little things. You lost your appreciation for the big things because you saw a lot. You saw a lot. But the thing is that holding on to your appreciation and holding on to your understanding of life in itself is a very beautiful thing. The fact that you're breathing here at this moment and watching this video, watching any video you want. I think some of you guys are actually chopping on Amazon as you listen to me. But the thing is, though, is that the life was given to you. You had a chance to breathe. And a lot of people who signed up to be on it during this timeline and during this lifetime didn't get to do it. But here you are, being here, living that life that you are. You may not understand it because this is your life and this is all that you know. And that's okay if this is all you know. But your perception is what matters. Your perception, your happiness is what matters. Allow yourself to be happy for once. Allow yourself to receive and see your life in a different perspective. And I think for some of you guys, you love flowers. But I feel like for some of you guys, for a very long time, within the past 10 years, you stopped buying flowers. You stop appreciating the little thing, the beautiful thing, the colorful thing. Spirit is saying, go back and do those things again. Go back to being who you are. Because the essence of this new era, this new decade, the way that we all can survive this together is to essentially go back to who we were as children. Go back to what represented, what makes you happy. Because when you go back to things that makes you happy when you were a kid, you're able to see life from a different lens. You're able to see life from a different perspective. That's important for us as humanity. Because as we move forward in life, we're going to be able to understand the dynamics at play. But we're able to understand them in a more coalesced level and saying, hey, listen, I don't associate with this. This will not affect my happiness. This may be what's going on. But my happiness is not attached to that. Why do you think on the channel I'm not always sad when I read a certain thing? It's not because I don't care. It's because I realize over time that you can choose to be in a state of sadness because life is always going to be sad. But life is full of happiness too. You can choose your destiny. You can choose your path. And that's the greatest thing of all, that you have that free choice of will. You have the free choice of perception. That's not something anyone can take from you. Yes, I know the orange man might be an author. I get it, I get it. But you can choose to peel the orange away and eat the fruit. It tastes a little bit of the sour and a little bit of the tartness. And just be here for the ride. Because remember, us as a collective, we're growing, we're evolving, we're a couple steps ahead of those other people. They're behind, but they themselves need to catch up because, like Spirit says, no one is left behind. This is a school, damn it, is what they said. This is a school, damn it, which means that school is like hell, right? There are going to be those who are a little bit behind, and that's okay. But everybody deserves a shot at growing. Everybody deserves a shot at evolutionizing and growing to the best version that they themselves can be. Your job should be only focusing on you. What are you doing that is making you the best version that you can be? Just focus on that. Focus on that. Go back to what makes you happy and see the world from a different lens. I think for so many of you guys, you've forgotten to know how to be happy. You've forgotten to know and understand why the world that we live in. In order for you to understand this world, well, you need to understand from a happiness lens. This world is sad. This world is depression because that is how people believe the world is. But not all is bad. Not all is unhappy. We can be happy. I think that is the message of today's reading. Choose to be happy. Choose to live in a different perception. Choose a different story. It'll be the same story, but choose it from a different lens. Choose from a choice of not being ignorant. You can still see the things in front of you, but just understand that they themselves, even though they may affect you, they should not control your happiness. Those two things should be separated from it. Government cannot control happiness. Nobody should control your happiness except you. Hope resides in you and only you. Until next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I'll see you on the next video. I guess this was a message for you guys. I love you. And that is also why we do a lot of loving on the channel. Right? I tell all my old subscribers all the time, I wanted to do something different. There was so much hate in the beginning when I started my channel. But I wanted to be able to make you guys feel loved and appreciated and joyful. And every time I did that, I tell you guys I love you. And that's why we have this such great community of great people, because in essence, when you tell somebody you love them, you raise not only my vibration, but you also raise their vibration. And therefore, we can go and, as a collective, do a better vibrational planet. You can finally feel appreciated, finally feel loved. Sometimes the people who are hating the most are the ones who need the most love. And that is why I'm very respectful of Donald Trump. I don't try to make fun of him. You have to call him a felon, but that's exactly what he is. It's not making fun of him when that's exactly what he is. But I don't make fun of him. Because in essence, he is a man who so needs to be loved. Because remember, if you look at the story of Trump, he himself, his parents didn't love him. Nobody loved him. So really, the story of Trump is a sad one. But it's a story about the lack of love and how he was able to see the world from a different dark lens. Yeah, we can't change him. It's too late now. But you can still change you. The thing is just don't choose to become a Trump. Choose love. Choose happiness. Choose you. I love you.